Welcome, honorable guests, parents, teachers, and all my friends to today's session hosted by JP Academia. Power is gained by sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. Thank you for visiting our webinar, and we need your support and cooperation throughout the event. Firstly, I request all of you to stay muted throughout the program until asked to, and if you have any queries, please use the chat box. Myself, Alia Burhan, studying in grade 9 in UAE. We have gathered here today to present Geo-literacy Part 3 on the topic Math on Earth. Before we start, here's my experience in JP Academia. Here we gain knowledge beyond the syllabus. As you know, we have a particular topic in this meeting. We have researched during the rehearsal, and now we have the final presentations. Knowledge is never a waste of time. They help us to deeply understand the topic. After each of our presentations in the rehearsal, guidance from the academicians, and even we give feedbacks to each other. Experience. JP Academia is an initiative of academicians for quality education. It provides a platform for digital learners, especially in this pandemic. I request all of you to stay muted. So now let me wholeheartedly introduce the coordinators of this splendid webinar. Mr. Jayaprasad Sir, former principal and resource person, CBSE, teacher trainer, career counselor, Kerala, India. Mrs. Rakhi Chitnis ma'am, academic coordinator, teacher trainer, Indore, India. And Mrs. Parijatam Rajam ma'am, senior teacher, Gulf Model School, Dubai, UAE. Sir, so is Lisa ma'am, did Lisa ma'am come?
No, they didn't enter.
Go ahead with mentioning that one or go, okay.
Okay, so we don't have Lisa ma'am here.
Okay.
So I will just speak about.
She is there.
She entered.
Sir, she have come. Oh.
Sir, she have come.
Okay.
I cordially welcome our beloved guest and assessor, Mrs. Lisa Sahadevan, an elementary teacher from Atlanta for more than 20 years. She is a published author of several educational books. Her works has been cited in many publications geared towards education and parenting. She was recently chosen by the Public Broadcasting Channel in Atlanta to deliver a lesson for distant learners. I request Mrs. Lisa to share a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Hi. I'm so excited.
We have good evening, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good day.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Morning. I'm so excited to learn from everyone this morning. I've looked forward to this all week.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Lisa. And did Devika ma'am arrive?
No.
No. Okay, so I will talk about innumeracy. So we can see maths in nature, such as numerical patterns within sunflowers. Some say our universe is literally made out of mathematics in the same way those computer programs are made out of code. Everything we can observe has a mathematical explanation. So what if we don't understand maths? Innumeracy. It refers to one's inability to understand mathematics, or more simply, innumeracy is mathematical illiteracy. The main problem with innumeracy is the fact that most of the society does not see it as a problem. In fact, many people boast about their innumeracy. Difficulty with mathematics in school is often the first step in perceiving oneself as either mathematically capable or not. What may have started as a lack of understanding, opportunity, or experience may become internalized as a personality characteristic and become a block to future learning. In a sense, students have difficulty learning math simply because they think they cannot. You may feel that math is not your cup of tea, but you have to sip it anyway because math is needed at every step of life. We cannot live without it. It is a subject that is applied to every field and profession. Now let's move on to the most awaited part of this meeting, which is the presentations by my friends and me about maths in different fields. So stay focused. We will be having some interactive quiz games by the presenters, and also we request all of you to prepare questions to ask our presenters after the assessment of Lisa ma'am and Devika ma'am. And before we start, if you have any queries or wish to answer the questions by the presenters, you should only use the chat system. Also, this is an online platform, so technical issues might be faced. So let's begin. We all get entertained when we see various art forms. I invite Srimay Melat of grade 8 from Sharjah to enlighten you about mathematics in dance. Welcome, Srimay.
Thank you, Alia. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Srimay Melat, studying at Gulf Model School, Dubai, in class 8. We, JP Academia, has joined here with you as a part of our new webinar of conceptual learning, that is mathematics in Earth. So now I'm going to tell you something interesting. Math is everywhere. It helps us understand the world, and as you know, math theories can't exist independently without input from the universe. Thus, we'll always find mathematics with some other input. Today, I'm going to connect math with dance. As a part of our discussion, I'll be asking few questions, so you can answer to those questions in the chat. So firstly, I'm going to tell you on mathematics in a dance form. Firstly, I will show you a video and you have to identify which dance form is that. Yes. So can you identify the dance form and you can answer in the chat box. Yes, I got the answer, that is Bharatanatyam. So do anyone know where that originated from? Yes, it is Tamil Nadu. Bharatanatyam is the oldest classical dance form that originated in the state of Tamil Nadu. So hope you all know what is Bharatanatyam and how had that originated from. Now I'm going to tell you on mathematics behind Bharatanatyam. Looking at a Bharatanatyam gives a click to the mind. Each and every step, every muscle movement, the change from one facial expression to another is all controlled mathematically. So let's arm ourselves with pen, paper and logic to explore that journey of mathematical Bharatanatyam. The first and the most important, numbers. When you enter any ongoing dance class in the world, the first thing that catches your attention is the dance teacher's repetitive counting. Is it? Yes. Every step taught in a class are broken into counting intervals to facilitate the learner grasp the speed and rhythm of the step. At first, the teacher will use numbers like 1, 2, 3, etc. And then the teacher starts to execute balls that we call as 12 cuts to those numbers. So you might be thinking that how are these executed? We'll watch a small clip to find out on that.
Tana tana ta jana 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 ta deme 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 ta kitta ta tam tare ta tam tana ta tam jana ta tam deme ta tari ta tana 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 ta jana 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 ta deme 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 ta.
Yes, so hope you all got some idea on this chalkat, and the instrument that is used to play this chalkat is known as Natuvangam. And the next thing, and here comes the main part of mathematics, that are numbers. Next thing is measurement. When we all, the basic thing that comes in Bharatanatyam is positioning the hand. Most of the hand movements start from our chest. There's a calculation precise for that. My dance teacher always says that 10 centimeters away from the chest has always been a guide for me to assume the distance to position my hand. That is like when we catch our hands, the distance between ourselves and the hand should be 10 centimeters. So this is where measurement plays. That is again mathematics. Next part, speed and velocity. What do you mean by velocity? Yes, velocity is a speed with given direction. That is how fast something is moving with the direction. So the footworks of Bharatanatyam are divided into three speeds, that is slow, medium and fast. These three speeds determine the rate at which the feet are moving, and also there is a mathematical progression to move from one speed to another. So when we add direction to this movement of the feet, there comes velocity too. So just to understand how are these determined, we'll watch a video. Yes, so I think most of you have found that the speed changed accordingly. That is, when the performance started, it was in a slow speed, is it? Yes, and when it was about to the end or when it proceeded, it came out in fast speed. So you might have also noticed the change in the direction of the dancer's step. So here, please speed and velocity. Next part, geometry. This is the most interesting part that we can see in mathematics in Bharatanatyam. The content has been taken from NCERT textbook of class 8, that is chapter 4, practical geometry, and chapter 10, visualizing solid shapes. We see lots of angles and shapes in the body posture. Is it? Yes. So what are the types of angles that we can see in a regular life? You can answer in chat. Good. Acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, based on the sides, and that is based on the angles. And when we come to triangles based on the sides, it comes as scalene, isosceles, and equilateral. So these are the different triangles that we can see in our life. But we can also see this in mathematics. When we come to different angles in the body posture, here as I mentioned here, you can see the red lines, that is here as a right angle triangle, here as an obtuse angle triangle, and over here as an acute angle triangle. And now when we go to 3D shapes, we see a lot of shapes in the body posture. This is a kuchipudi, and which is a bit different from Bharatanatyam. In this case, you can see a lot of things used for some different methods. So here you can see here a spherical shape, here a cylindrical shapes, and here a pyramid where a cone is also to be used. We can also see some cube, cuboid, and other shapes too. So that's where geometry plays. And the next thing is trigonometry. We learned about geometry. Do you think that there's some similarities? Can someone differentiate these two terms in chat? Yes. Trigonometry is about angles, relation between their sides, goodness now, relation between their sides, opposite angles, etc. While geometry is a broader term that deals with points, lines, surface, shapes, etc. So this concept here has taken from NCERT textbook of class 9, that is chapter 6, lines and angles, as well as chapter 7, triangles. So next time when you're watching a Bharatanatyam dance performance, you observe the dancer well and you will see a number of triangular postures in the body. So here comes the trigonometry part. Now when we go deep into it, we have to check the figures. When we come to this picture, here we can see the triangles based on the side. That is, here comes an equilateral triangle, here comes an isosceles triangle, while here comes a scalene triangle. So these are the three types of triangle that we can see on a figure. So I have asked you what are the types of triangle. So here is where triangles come in Bharatanatyam. And when we go to triangles based on its angle, here we can see an obtuse angle triangle, while over here we can see a right angle triangle, and here we can see an acute angle triangle too. So there are several places where we can find angles. These are some of the places where we can find triangles. And now we have discussed many things on Bharatanatyam and mathematics. Can someone tell some of the topics that we have gone through? Yes, we have gone through trigonometry, geometry, then speed, velocity, and several topics in Bharatanatyam. So hope you all got all these concepts. And most of the content from here has been taken from NCERT textbook of class 7, 8 and 9. So if you want to know more about mathematics in our daily life, especially in Bharatanatyam, you can go into the site ncrtbooks.prashantleela.com and research more on that. And now let's test our knowledge by having a small quiz. I'll be giving the link in the chat. You can click on that and join. Everyone try giving your real names other than the nicknames. So that's the link and you can click on the link, give your name and start. If you want the code, I have also pasted. Yes. Nasna came, Pearl came. Good. This depends on your speed. So how fast you are choosing, it depends on that. There might be MCQ as well as choosing. So if you feel some more answers are correct or more answers are up for that, you can give as many answers. Yes, Afia, Rajalakshmi, Abhishek, Aisha Nuha, Rashid, Lakshmi Sharma. Yes, I can see many over here. Darshak, yes. Within a minute, we'll start the game. Even after I start, you can join. Yes, so we'll start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can start the game at the tab where you have opened the user. First, Nasna. Second, Abhishek. Third, Lakshmi. And Rajalakshmi is also doing well. Rashid came up. First, Rashid. Second, Nasna. Third, Abhishek. Lakshmi Sharma, Rajit. First, Rajalakshmi. Second, Afia. First, Nasna. Second, Rajalakshmi. And third, Paul. There are several changes that show that how much you have understood. First, Nasna. Second, Rashid. First, Rashid. Second, Nasna. And third, Paul. Rajalakshmi, Abhishek, Darshak, Afia, all doing well. I think all have started. And Nasna and Rashid is about to the end. Yes, Rashid has completed all his questions. Nasna has also completed. So here currently Nasna first, second Rashid and third is Pearl. Pearl came up with all correct answers. Good job. First Pearl, second Nasna and third Rashid. Rajalakshmi, Abhishek, Darshak doing well. We have only just started the game. You can even join after I have started. Darshak has came up and Pearl first, second Darshak and third Nasna. Rajalakshmi has came up, first Pearl, second Rajalakshmi and third Darshak. Yes, almost all have completed. We'll wait for Lakshmi and Narayani has also completed. We'll wait for Lakshmi Sharma and Lakshmi. I think we can end the game. So here is the result. You can see on my screen. Third Darshak, second Rajalakshmi and first Pearl. Congratulations. And from this, Pearl has got all correct answers. Let's just go into the toughest question and stop. How does geometry and trigonometry touch dance? Yes, we have discussed that in the body postures. That's it. And thank you.
Thank you, Srimay, for the wonderful presentation. We understood the maths in dance, and next time we see a dance performance, we'll surely try to observe the angles, forms, speeds.
Devia Miss is here. We welcome Devia. Dr. Devia from I think that she was the last assessor here. We are also happy to see you again.
Oh, hi, sorry I was a bit late. Thank you for having me again.
Welcome Devika once again for the webinar.
Welcome, Devika ma'am. So, and you also made it exciting with your quizzes. Thank you, Srimay. Next, the root of agriculture is mathematics. Let me welcome Saumil of grade 7 from India to introduce you to maths in agriculture. Welcome, Saumil.
And thank you, Alia. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone present over here. I am Somil from India. Today's my topic is maths in agriculture. Now let's know about the stages of agriculture. Land. As we know, to build something or to grow something, we need land. So in agriculture, land is very important. Quality soil. We need a quality soil to grow quality crops. Seeds. We need good quality seeds for good quality production. Fertilizers. It help the plant to give nutrients and minerals. Taking care of the crops. If we didn't take care of the crops, it will not grow properly. Production of crops. If crops are taken care properly, we will get good production of crops. Counting and storage. After the production of crop, we used to count the fruits and vegetables and we should store it in a warehouse to keep them safe. Distribution in market. The farmers sell their products in the market to get their profits. Then it reaches at our home. So all these steps require knowledge and skill of mathematics. Now let's see the measurement of agricultural land. Measurement of agricultural land. Land area is measured in hectares or acres. 1 hectare is equal to 2.5 acres is equal to 10,000 square meters. 1 acre is equal to 43,560 square foot approximately. So, why there is a requirement of measurement of agricultural land? Land measurement is required for plantation of crops such as grapes, bananas, mango, pomegranate, etc. Plant to plant distance and row to row distance are fixed accordingly. Number of plants can be measured per acres. For example, plant to plant distance is equal to 8 foot and row to row distance is equal to 10 foot. Means area required for one plant is equal to 80 square foot is equal to 7.4 square meters. Hence, number of plant per acre 43,560 square foot divided by 80 square foot is equal to 543 plants per acre. So, why we need this calculation? We need this calculation because the crop or plant should grow at a distance. If they will not grow in proper distance, they will not get proper sunlight, water and fertilizers. Nutrients and fertilizer requirement. Fertilizer requirement for state and country can be calculated through per acre fertilizer dosage multiplied by total acre of crops. For example, 1200 acre of wheat crop multiplied by 50 kg urea per acre is equal to 60,000 kg urea production. So, what do you understand from these calculations? Yes, correct. Also, this calculation helps the government for planning the fertilizer production for the country. Other areas of agriculture in which mathematics is used. Mathematical calculations are used in agricultural engineering to make agricultural tools and equipments. For example, to calculate the flow rate from a nozzle or sprinkler, the nozzle diameter is measured for a specific pressure and flow rate. As you can see in my left hand side diagram, the nozzle diameter is small and flow rate is high. If the nozzle diameter is big, the flow rate is low. Measure Mathematics used to show the growth of crop graphically. We can use graphical method to show the growth of crop of plant and its stages. As we can see from the graph where we pour the seed in the soil within a 1 hour, its molecular activity starts. Cellular activity starts within a 1 day. It takes 1 week to form the tissues and growth of organs like leaf. It takes 1 month. It takes 1 year to become a whole plant of 10 meters. Mathematics used in crop production in India. As you can see in this picture, in 2018 and estimates of 2018 and 19 and targets of 2020, 19 and 20 of rice, wheat, etc. Mathematics is required for crop mapping work in India. As you can see this map, as you can see this map, rice is in South India, wheat is in Middle India and North India, jowar is in Maharashtra, and bajra is in Gujarat and Rajasthan, etc. These mathematical studies required to budget to agricultural for the country. Mathematics is used in climate studies such as moisture, humidity, temperature, rainfall, etc. Now let's play a quiz. I will share you a link in the chat box. You can join through this link and you can use code also. Yes, Nesna came. Yes, I'm starting the game. If you want to join, you can. Yes, Srimai came, Rajalakshmi came, Narayani came. Okay, I'm starting the game. Yes, Srimai came first, then yes, Rajalakshmi, then yes. Srimai came first, Darshak came first. Yes, good. Lakshmi Sharma came first. Srimai also came first now. Darshak came. Yes, very good. All has done. Okay. Narayani, okay. Now I am ending the game. Okay, Lakshmi is playing. Okay. Now I am ending the game. Third winner is Darshak and second winner is Srimai and first winner is Raja Lakshmi. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumil, for that marvelous presentation. Now we know why we need mathematics in agriculture. Only then we'll get quality crops. And you two made it interactive with the quizzes. Thank you, Soumil. Do you all love sports? I can tell you that without maths, there is no competitions or tournaments. We have Nesna of grade 8 from Dubai to tell you the mathematics involved in sports. Welcome, Nesna.
Thank you, Alia. Good afternoon to one and all present here.
Again, we, JP Academia, have yet brought you another conceptual learning webinar on Geo-literacy, Part 3, Math on Earth. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nesna Esnajit. I study in grade 8 in Gulf Model School, Dubai. So, can you please tell me what do you think this picture describes, or what do you think it's about? Yes, I'm getting answers. Yes, it's basically about footballs and sports. Okay, what about this picture? Yeah, it is about math. So as you can see, you can clearly tell what is the topic. It is mathematics and sports. Mathematics and sports. First, when we think application of mathematics, we think about science and engineering. But math play a huge role in the efficiency of sports. This can be intellectual sports such as bridge, whist, and chess, to sports such as baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and cricket. Mathematics and football. When we first think about football, we think about its humongous court. So in the rules of football, there are many types of areas in the court. There are halves, there are goalposts. So we can observe that there are fully geometrical shapes and angles. For example, here in this picture, we can observe that the court is in a rectangular shape, and then there's line segments, there are corners, angles, goalposts, penalty fields. They all are geometrical shapes and angles. So yet we can connect that to mathematics. And then I have another question for you. Can you tell me what do you mean by probability? Can anyone say? Yes, correct. Very good. Probability is simply how likely something is about to happen. So the application of probability is used in many different types of sports. Here in football, like other sports, probability is used to find the chance of winning and the chance of a person scoring a goal. So if there's a 4 in 5 chance of a person scoring a goal, we can check the probability. So again, we can connect that to mathematics. Mathematics and cricket. In cricket, we can find many applications of mathematics. Like we can find fundamentals, probability, velocity, trigonometry, etc. For example, when we hit a ball, we need to find the impact of the ball, or how many points we will receive of the ball. So we can calculate the velocity or speed of the ball. So we can understand that by using mathematics. And then over here, again we can observe angles, or more specifically triangles. Here, when we are about to hit a ball, we can find an acute angle triangle. And here, when we are about to catch a ball, we can find another acute angle triangle. And here we can find another right angle triangle. So this is all trigonometry, or more specifically, we can say this is all math. So again, a connection between mathematics and sports. And then over here, can anyone tell me what do you observe first when you enter a cricket match, or what do you hear more specifically? Yes, we hear the analysis of the game, we hear the commentary of the game. So this requires mathematics. This is a date, for example, we all know that the Indian Premier League is going on. And then this is the data analysis for the league in many different seasons. So as you can see, there are many different types of bars, lines, graphs. So we can say that it is mathematics. And then here, line graph is used to show the runs over different seasons. And over here, bar graphs are used to determine the factors in each year. So it is again math. Now let's discuss the ways math connect with the concept of badminton. Firstly, once again, when we think of badminton, we think of the court. Now, can you tell me what are dimensions, or how many dimensions do we live in our day-to-day life? Yes, we live in 3 dimensions. It is height, width, and length. But the most fascinating thing is that badminton game has 4 dimensions, which is namely height, width, and length of the court and the time of the match. Since they all have measurements, again we have the application of mathematics. And then here we can find a picture of a person hitting the cock downwards. So we can term that as, it is known as a smash in badminton. So when we smash, the trajectory or the path the shuttlecock is traveling in, it can be represented by mathematical functions. For example, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We can term that as a trajectory of a smash as a mathematical function. Again, mathematics. Then over here, I have a picture of a shuttlecock. If you look closely, we can find it is extremely asymmetrical. So we have to look about the measurements lengthwise and across. For example, if it is 6 centimeter in length, it is also 6 centimeter across. When we make a shuttlecock, it is according to the gravity and density. So such factors affect the size and mass and smoothness of the cock. So we need mathematics there. We talked about many mathematics in many athletical sports. Now let's talk about mathematics in intellectual sports. Many such sports use mathematics. For example, in a game of chess, we use many different patterns and strategies. We can even use math mid-game to calculate who is winning by applying points to the pieces. For example, if a king is a 0 points, and then a pawn is 1 point, a knight is 7 points, etc. And then over here we have carom. In a game of carom, we can find many different types of angles and triangles we use to get the carom inside the hole. So again, there is mathematics. Here are the links and references I used for taking this information. It is mostly from NCERT Mathematics textbook class 8, 9 and 11, from Practical Geometry, Probability and Relations and Functions. We learned so much about mathematics in sports. Now let's test our knowledge by playing a short quiz. I will share the link in the chat. Is there a link? I will also share the screen. Yes, Rashid and Paul already joined. Many are joining. Ten people are there. I'm going to start the game in 1 minute. It's still open if you still want to join the game. I'm going to start the game. If you want to join, you can also join because it's open. 3, 2, 1. Yes, now Pearl is first, second Darshak. They're all coming up. Tight competition is there. First Rashid, second Pearl, second Darshak. Yes, now first Srimai, second Rashid, third Pearl. Now again first Rashid, second Srimai, third Chandralega. First Srimai. As you can see, there's tight competition between players. Now third Darshak. Again first Srimai, second Rashid, third Darshak. When everyone finishes, I'll end the game. I see that Rashid, Darshak, Lakshmi, Sharma and Chandralega are already finished. Yes, now first Srimai, second Rashid, third Darshak. Some are till to finish. 5 people are left. Yes, now third, Ritika 60. Yeah, now that everyone's done. Yeah, now I think most of us are done. I'm going to end the game and let's see the results. You can view it in my screen. Third, Ritika. Second, Rashid. And first, Simai. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Nasna. That was a stunning presentation. You made it clear that sports is full of mathematics, both athletic and intellectual sports. And also great job with the quiz. So now you know the maths involved in dance, agriculture, and sports. Aren't you excited to know how is maths related to our body? So I'm here to talk about mathematics in human body. Okay. Yes, so from this wide topic, I have taken measurements in human body. Maths in human body is infinity. We won't be able to cover it all in 10 minutes. So I have chosen some from the infinity of the measurements in human body to speak today. So firstly, I will be starting with few starters, some interesting facts. So your thumb height is the exact same size of your nose. You can check it like this. Take your thumb like this, keep it on your nose and find out that is the exact same size. And also that your closed fist is the size of your heart, and from your wrist till the elbow is the size of your foot. So all these are measurements that are already present in our body. So what is measurement? The size, length, or amount of something. So I would like to talk about anthropometry. It refers to the measurement of human individual, and it is derived from a Greek word which means measure. So now let's look into the measurements in our body. Before that, these are the reference materials: NCERT Biology Class 11 textbook and NCERT Science textbook of grade 9. Firstly, RBCs or red blood cells. You all know what it is, but have you noticed the shape of these cells? It is round and biconcave. So biconcave means concave on both the sides. So it will be looking like this. If we take the side view, then we can find this biconcave shape. So scientists estimate that the volume of blood in human to be approximately 7% of your body weight. Next is heartbeat. A heart normally beats for 70 to 75 times per minute. The human heart beats more than 3 billion times in an average lifespan. Talking about heart, there is a device named sphygmomanometer. So it is an instrument used to measure blood pressure. So it is also known as blood pressure meter or blood pressure gauge or blood pressure monitor. It is derived from a Greek word meaning beating of the heart. So do you know what is ECG? Can Nasna look the chat for me?
Sure, Alia. Yes, they're saying it tests the heart. Srima is saying it is electrocardiogram.
Yes, you are right. So an electrocardiogram or ECG records the electrical signs in your heart. It's a common and painless test used to quickly detect heart problems and monitor your heart's health. So you have seen such graphs from you get it from the hospitals. So electrodes are connected to various parts of your body. So the mass involved in this is the horizontal axis of the ECG printout represents the time, and the vertical axis represents the amplitude of the voltage. Next is hemoglobin. So what is hemoglobin? You can respond in the chat.
Srima is saying it is substance that give color to the blood. Many answers
Yes,
are coming. It's present inside the RBCs.
And gives blood red. Yes, I got it. Yes, so you are right. Hemoglobin is a protein found in the RBCs that carries oxygen in your body and gives blood its red color. So a healthy individual have 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin in every 100 milliliter of blood. Next is our kidney. So each kidney of an adult human measures 10 to 12 centimeter in length, 5 to 7 centimeter in width, 2 to 3 centimeter in thickness with an average weight of 120 to 170 grams. Next is our body weight. About 40 to 45% of the body weight of a human adult is contributed by their muscles alone. So there's a calculation named BMI, which I will be speaking in the coming slides. So BMI won't be accurate for the people who have a lot of muscles because as it is mentioned, 40 to 45% of the body weight is only contributed by the muscles itself. So the value of BMI won't be that accurate. Next is scapula. So can you tell what is scapula or where is it present? Thank you, Nesna. I got the chat. Where is scapula or where is it present? Yes, Srimay has answered present in the shoulders. Yes, you're right. So scapula is a bone which is present in the dorsal part of thorax, which means the backside of the chest. And here we are measuring its shape. It is a triangular shaped bone. It is present between second and seventh rib. Next is our eyeball. The adult human eyeball is nearly spherical in structure, but our iris and pupil is ring-shaped. And another fact is that your eyes never stops growing. Next is the shape of epithelial cells. So can anyone say what is epithelial cells or epithelium? Yes, Nesna has answered epithelial cells, tissues line our mouth and organs. Yes. So epithelial tissues line the outer surface of the organs and blood vessels throughout the body, as well as the inner surface of the cavities in many internal organs. So one example that mentioned is you can feel the inner part of your mouth. It is made of epithelial cells. Specifically, it is squamous epithelial cells. It acts like a covering or protective tissue. So we have three epithelial types of epithelial tissues. First one is squamous, which is flattened, and cuboidal, which is cube-like, and columnar, which is cylindrical in shape. Now we come to the BMI or body mass index. So can anyone say what is BMI? Or why do we need it? Yes, Rashid has answered. It helps us in deciding our health. Nesna, BMI helps us check if our weight and height is in proportion. Yes, weight and height is proportional. Yes, you're right. So BMI is a simple calculation using a person's height and weight. So we need to check BMI to find out if our weight is in healthy proportion to your height. So how to calculate this? It is simple. We just need to divide the weight, which should be in kilograms, by your height in meters square. So let me explain this with an example. Suppose you weigh 70 kg and you're 185 centimeter. So the weight is 70 kg and height is 185 centimeter. But we need the value in meter square. So we have to convert centimeter to meter by dividing it by 100. So we will move 2 decimal places towards the left and we'll get the value 1.85 meter. Now we just need to divide 70 by 1.85 square and we'll get the value 20.4. So here's the table which we can find out which category we are. So 20.4 is in normal category. So it means that you're healthy. So with BMI, you can find out if you need to make any changes in your routines. Or so with the value we got, we can distinguish and find out which category we are. So this is why doctors take our weight and height measurement to get the BMI and to check if you are healthy and also decide the dosage for the medicine. So without maths, we cannot calculate BMI. Next is the size of the organs. The largest gland in our body is the liver. The smallest gland is pituitary gland. It is about 1 centimeter in diameter or the size of a pea. And the three smallest bones in the human body are present in the middle ear, malleus, incus, and stapes. Here is stapes, this is incus, and this is malleus, out of which stapes is the smallest with 3 into 5 millimeter in size. And the longest bone in our body is femur, which is present in the thighs. Lastly, lungs. A lung removes a large amount of carbon dioxide, approximately 80 liters per day. Also, your left lung is about 10% smaller than your right one. So the human body has always been a topic of huge mystery. Even today in the 21st century, we are still unaware of the uses and possibilities of several parts of certain organs within our body. There are angles between our hands, proportions in our height, distance between the organs, etc. So without maths, there is no human body. Today we have gone through some of the numerical information of our body. Thank you. So I hope that was interesting. So when you open your science textbooks, you see a lot of pictures of solar system. Here we have Rashid Burhan of grade 7 from Alain to give you a clear idea on mathematics in Welcome, Rashid.
Thank you, Maria. Just share my screen. Are you able to see?
Yes, it's coming.
Yes.
It came.
Okay. Good evening, everyone present here. My name is Rashid Burhan and I'm studying at class 7. And today we are going to talk about math in eclipse. So, as a starter, define eclipse. Okay, correct. So an eclipse is the result of either completely hidden or partially hidden. The term eclipse is most often used to describe either a solar eclipse when the moon's shadow crosses the Earth's surface or a lunar eclipse when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow. So today we'll be talking about solar eclipse and lunar eclipse and the math behind them. So before we head towards the definition of solar and lunar eclipse, we have to know one term, which is what is the meaning of umbra and penumbra? Yes, it is the shadows found. Yes, during a eclipse, two shadows formed. First one is inside and the other one is outside. The umbra is shorter as it goes away from the sun, and it is the dark center of the eclipse. The penumbra is a half shadow that occurs when the light source is only partially covered by an object. Let's talk about solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the Earth is engulfed in the shadow, which is cast by the moon, and hence the moon blocks the sunlight. Now, for the solar eclipse to occur, the sun, moon, and Earth should be aligned in a straight line. So let us look at the diagram to understand better. So as you can see, when the moon comes between the sun, when the moon comes between the sun and the Earth, the moon is blocking the rays of the sun from reaching the Earth. Hence, the solar eclipse is formed. Lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow. This occurs when the sun, Earth, and moon are exactly aligned in a straight line, and it occurs only on a night of a full moon. So as you can see in the diagram, the Earth is blocking the rays of the sun from reaching the moon. Hence, the lunar eclipse is occurred.
So what math can you see in these two eclipses? Yes, Srime, you're correct. Okay. So we can see time, mass, and distance. So let us go through each of them to understand. Time. An eclipse may last as long as 7 minutes and 31 seconds, although most eclipses are usually much shorter. So the maximum time for the eclipse is 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Mass. Mass of Sun, Moon and Earth. Sun is 1.9 into 10 raised to 30 kg, which means we multiply 1.9 by 10 raised to 30, which is 10 times 30. Now Moon. The mass of Moon is 7.3 into 10 raised to 22 kg. And Earth is 5.9 into 10 raised to 24 kg. Now let's talk about the distance in both lunar and solar eclipses. Distance in lunar eclipse. In lunar eclipse, it depends on the type of eclipse. During a total eclipse of the sun, the moon covers the whole solar disk. And to do this, the sun has to be around 400 times further from the moon than the moon is from the earth. Now, distance in solar eclipse. The distance between the sun and earth. The precise distance would depend upon where the earth is in its orbit. At perihelion, the earth is about 146 million kilometers from the sun. Now, distance between the sun and moon. The distance between the sun and moon is precisely about 149.6 million kilometers. Now, let us talk about the last topic, which is why are eclipses rare? In solar eclipse, total solar eclipses are rare at any particular location because totality exists only along a narrow path on the Earth's surface traced by the moon's full shadow or umbra. An eclipse is a natural phenomenon. Now, in lunar eclipse, only slightly more than 50% of the Earth will get to see the lunar eclipse at all, due to the fact that you can never see a full moon during the day. Why is that? Because when the moon is completely full, it's on the opposite side of the Earth from the sun. Now, today we talk about the why math in eclipse. So let us play a short quiz to understand better. I'll be posting it in the chat box. You can join using the code. The code is 803762. So I'll be starting soon. Okay, let's start the quiz. You can join up. In between the quiz also you can join. Okay, so I will end the quiz. Third place is Ritika, second is Reena Das, and first is Lakshmi. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashid, for the tremendous presentation. We got to know about mathematics in eclipses, and also you did a wonderful job with your quiz. Thank you, Rashid. Next, we have a different branch of mathematics. I invite Darshak of grade 7 from Dubai to speak about Vedic maths. Welcome, Darshak.
Thank you, Alia. Good afternoon to one all present here. Good afternoon to one all present here. I am Darshak, studying in grade 7 in UAE. This is Geo-literacy part 3, Maths on Earth. My topic is Vedic maths or Vedic mathematics. Now, the father of Vedic mathematics is Jagat Guru Sri Bharati Krishna Tirthaji. From this picture, you can understand that Vedic mathematics is faster than the calculator. In Vedic mathematics, we can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. What is Vedic? Vedic comes from the Vedas, which means the fountainhead of all knowledge. Also, because the source of the sutras were found in ancient texts of Vedic. According to the Supreme Court of India, they have said that Vedic means time factor. What is Vedic mathematics? Vedic mathematics is a collection of techniques and sutras to solve arithmetic problems in easy and faster way. It too consists of 16 sutras, which mean formula or tricks, and 13 sub-sutras, and it is involved in arithmetic, algebraic, and geometrical questions. Now, how it helps us? Vedic mathematics helps us to reduce silly mistakes, as this method is direct, simple, and keeps the mind of students very alert. It is a powerful tool through which we can enhance the calculation speed, and one can learn Vedic mathematics in his early age as 12 for him or her to perform well in academics and future. Now let's watch a video. Can you see?
Yes.
We was discussing about Vedic mathematics. So now let us check the first trick, and first we are taking 95 5 into 94. So it in modern mathematics it will be so harder for us to answer. So now let's check an easy way for finding this answer. Now first subtract 100 minus 95, then equals 5. Now 100 minus 94, which equals 6. Now we should multiply this 5 and 6. So when we multiply 5 into 6 equals 30. Now we should take this 95, then subtract with 6, which equals 89, and now take 94 and subtract with 6, subtract with 6, sorry 5, which equals 89. So our answer will be 89 30. So now I have taken a calculator. Let us check this 95 into 94 is 8930 or not. So now I have taken a calculator and we will multiply 95 multiplied by 94, which equals 8930. Here too it is 8930. Thank you. So now let's go back to our PPT. Now let's check the advantages of Vedic mathematics. The first advantage is speed, accuracy, concept clarity, instant improvement, and higher ranks in Olympics. This is one of the book of Vedic mathematics. When we check in Google, we will get many books of Vedic mathematics and external links, tricks too. So thank you.
Thank you, Darshak. We got to know about Vedic maths and you also explained it with a video. It was remarkable. Thank you, Darshak. And that was the end of the presentations. So we discussed about mathematics in dance, agriculture, sports, human body, eclipses, and Vedic maths. Now I invite the guest, our assessor, Mrs. Lissa, to let us know how our webinar went today. And after that, we will be answering the questions you prepare to ask us from the topics presented. So everyone stay back and enjoy. Now I welcome Mrs. Lissa.
Hi, this was so amazing. I made notes on everybody's talk, so I'm just going to share a few if that's okay. So I just was thinking about, I think it was Srima who did the dance. And I just thought, what an engaging way to involve students in math. And when we try to hook kids, because like you said, sometimes kids think math is not their cup of tea. But then when we do fun things like dancing and we show them how the body moves and that this is an angle, it just makes everybody feel a little more excited about math. And I also really liked in the presentation how there were videos and awesome pictures and great visuals. It was just really, really exciting. And then I think it was Somil, and he did his on agriculture. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm so glad my son is watching this because we have had a big garden this year at our house. And I loved the graphs and the maps. And I think it's so important for people to realize that our food comes from these plantations and farms, and bringing in all of that math is so important for us to understand this is a lot of work that goes into figuring out how much rice, how much corn that they can produce. And then Nesna's about sports. I just was blown away because that is so fascinating. I really appreciated how you broke it into intellectual sports and athletic sports, because I think people all the time think about intellectual sports as involving math, but really it's all math, right? And I just thought that was huge. And I think it's a really cool way to encourage others to become involved in all of the STEM, right? All the science, all the technology, and all the math, it all has to do with sports. It's huge. And then Aaliyah with the body, I just thought that starting with the fun fact, it really just hooked me right away. I was like, ooh, okay. And then I liked that it is real life. Like our body is math. And every time we move or talk and the signals that our brain sends and how fast that happens, that is math. And I don't think we talk about that one enough, right? That everything we're doing with our bodies is math, and how important that is for our doctors to take care of us, for us to get stronger. And then, okay, Rashid, I'm pretty sure, talked about space, and we have been so excited watching the space station this summer and all of the cool things that have happened with space. And I just think people are already so interested in eclipses, and then to think about all of those visuals and how that's math, right? So that's really cool. And kids love stuff like that. And grown-ups who have experienced eclipses their whole lives probably aren't thinking about, wait a minute, that's geometry, that's measurement. And there it is, that's huge. And then Dashik talked about Vedic math, which I had never heard of. I had never heard of that before, but we study Greg Tang math here, and it's very similar. And I thought it was so cool how you did the presentation with the video, because I was wondering about some of these tricks, and then there you were with your video, and I got to see it firsthand. So this just was amazing, and I'm so thankful that I got to be a part of it. You guys are rock stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa ma'am, for giving your time and assessing each of us perfectly. Now I invite Dr. Devika ma'am to assess the webinar today.
Hi guys, I think Lisa basically covered everything that I wanted to say. She was very excited about it. So no, she, yeah, Miss Lisa like said everything that I really wanted to cover, and you guys did so well. I think some of the topics were so interesting. Time and time again, I feel like Darshak always brings something very different. Last time he brought something, Lisa, you missed it last time, but he did such an amazing presentation last time as well. And this time as well, he always tries to bring in something completely different that I don't know about, like Vedic maths I never knew about. So thank you for always bringing new ideas, Darshak. And Shrime, I just like the fact that you use something that's personal to you in maths. So not just something that, you know, generically, but something that you do, Bharatanatyam. It's something that you enjoy, and you showed us how, you know, you apply maths to something that you do. I thought that was really cool that you chose that. And Salmil agriculture, I think that's amazing that you chose that, because obviously it's so important, and people don't, I think, realize how important it is, obviously, for us to live. So that was really, really good. And also, can I ask you why you chose agriculture out of all the other topics? Is there something that you liked about it, or why you chose it?
Ma'am, can you repeat, please?
Oh no, I said, can you tell me why you chose agriculture? Like, why did you choose agriculture out of all the other topics? Something that interests you?
Ma'am, I chose agriculture because I like agriculture very much, and I know something about the agriculture, so that I choose agriculture.
Oh, okay, so you enjoy learning about it.
Yes.
That's really cool. And I think it was Nesna. Nesna, I really liked yours. Again, you don't really think about angles and you know, trajectories and all these kind of things in sports. So you've really taught me something anyway in that. Alia's human body, I really like that. I think something that I can relate to as well. So I really, really enjoyed the human body. Can you tell me, like, I like that you chose so many different things. Can you maybe tell me why? So for example, the red blood cells, you said that they're biconcave in shape, but do you know why it's so important that it's biconcave in shape? Or anyone?
To move easily through the blood vessels.
Yeah, so that's why I know you guys know it, but just so that everybody else knows as well. So if you had added that in, it would have been like a little bit more like, this is why, like, these are the shapes that we have, but why is it so important? And same with like moving of your body. So the most important thing that I suppose that we use in medicine is angles. So when we check a patient or look at a patient, we're looking at angles of movement. So how much can he move? So if you want to apply maths to life, you need to know the normal. So you need to know this is the normal body, so that if something goes wrong, we can see why it's wrong, right? So that's why maths is important. Like the size of an organ, you need to know this is a normal size of organ. So if it gets smaller or bigger, then we know there's something wrong, right? So that's why it's important. Like these are the reasons that you need to know the sizes, so that it's not just there for fun, right? It's not just there that you need to know the normal size, so that if something goes wrong with it, we know, okay, it's bad, something's gone wrong. So that's how you apply it. But otherwise, it was really good. I really enjoyed that presentation as well. And solar eclipse. I was blown away by that, because I have no idea about solar eclipse in maths and astronomy. So it's a very difficult topic you chose, Rashid, and I really enjoyed it. It was very good.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, guys.
Thank you, Lisa and Devika, once again from JP Academy. I'm really very grateful to have both of you as an assessor for our students. They really learn more, and this is the insight that you have given from your observations. Thank you once again, both of you, for assessing our students. Alia, now you can continue. Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you, Dr. Devika ma'am, for that amazing assessment. Now it's time for your feedbacks. So we would love to hear from you. So some of the audience can unmute and give their feedbacks, and the rest can post it in the chat. So we welcome you all to unmute, and even you can ask the questions that you prepared for us. So is anyone willing to unmute and give us feedback?
See, everybody should come forward because it is time to share your ideas. It will help, that is the academy, and at the same time the students to come forward. But I think it is a self-learned students. We are not doing anything for them. They learn everything themselves. That is why it is a wonder. I think Miss Lisa also some experience on the American system because I think they are also giving the students to learn themselves. I think some instructions also given by the teachers, instructors. And we are also going, that is really from the first, we have divided the whole system of learning into three literacies. That is geo-literacy, then social, civics, and cultural literacy, then the financial literacy, then global literacy, and the digital literacy. So I think without earth, we can't live here. That is the most important thing is that is geo literacy. Everything will cover there. If the teacher is, but I think that is Dr. Devi is telling about, I do know about the solar system. I think everybody must know because the life on earth is 100% based on the climate and climate change. Even the doctor or an engineer or that is a teacher or a mother, every work is depends on that. We should have clear idea about that one. That is, we are started from here, from the earth. Next one is also going to think about the global literacy, to know the globe. And it will be a panel discussion. Our students will come forward. So any comment from even a child, we will accept it because sometimes we forget to take consider that particular corner. That is why we are requesting everybody to come forward to comment. Whatever the comment may be, we can think about the right or wrong after sometimes. Okay, please come forward.
We have some comments, feedback in the chat.
Okay.
Sana ma'am has sent us really wonderful work by everyone. You guys are getting better with every webinar. Nice topic too. Never really thought about maths in real life in this detail. Awesome work. Thank you, ma'am. Ritika has sent amazing presentations. Thank you. Raj Lakshmi has sent amazing section. Presentation was very nice. Thank you. And Lisa ma'am has sent thank you everyone. Thank you, ma'am.